So, you want to learn what is the best crypto exchange in 2022? I gotcha. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Kai. Now, despite the ongoing downturn in the crypto market, or maybe actually because personally I think it's the best time to get started in crypto investing, because actually it's never been that easy to own one entire Bitcoin, which personally is my goal. So now with the prices being so low, hopefully I get there faster. But also if you've already been investing into crypto markets before, probably started 2020, 21, like I did myself, most likely your portfolio is down. Majority of crypto investors actually are out of the money, and that's totally fine. These are market cycles, and I call it the accumulation phase, where you continue buying more of what you believe in the long term, because now basically you're gonna get it at a discount. And I think it's a great time to look out there and see what other exchanges are there that you could potentially be trying, where you get better benefits, lower fees, higher staking rewards, because crypto is still such a young industry, very dynamic, and there are new players coming up all the time. So in this video I'm going to share with you all the various crypto exchanges that I've used myself, and I'm just going to give you a personal opinion what I think about each of them. Now I know there are so many players out there, and there are a lot of other YouTube videos around them as well, but I just want to comment on things that I've actually done myself. So that's more from a user perspective rather than fees and features, because these things change constantly. So once you kind of identify which exchange you want to go with, then I think it's important to deep dive into that specifically and look and check for yourself, because it's very dynamic. So if I tell you the fees today, if somebody watches the video a month from now, that could have already been changed. So it's really more a personal opinion, what I feel at the moment about a particular exchange. And those exchanges I'm going to show to you are really more for buying and holding, occasional trading here and there, but not really for day trading or leverage trading. So for that, there are other tools and other exchanges out there. But for the normal crypto investor, I think these can be really some powerful tools. And the order I'm going to run you through is basically with the first exchange that I ever started buying my first crypto on there, all the way down to the one that I'm using at the moment. Right, and the first one is a classic one, and that's Coinbase. And personally, I think Coinbase is really one of the best exchanges, especially for beginners, to get started. It's super simple, very clear, very straightforward. I feel very confident and comfortable with them, especially since they're still the only crypto exchange that is stock listed. So they're going through even more vigorous security checkups, and safety is a massive part for them, because if they were to ever get hacked, basically the entire stock value would vanish overnight. So they really can't afford to get any of that. So they're going to be investing heavily into safety and security. So here we have the interface, as I said, really straightforward. You have all the assets over here. Now, as you can see, I'm really down to pretty much nothing anymore, because most of my funds I moved. As I said, I started with Coinbase, but as I grew in my crypto investing journey, I kind of started liking it less, because I got more benefits in other platforms, and I'll talk to you in a second about this, particularly on the staking side, which I don't really think Coinbase offers a lot. They've started a couple of coins where they offer staking rewards, but overall it's definitely not that attractive, as well as the Coinbase card, which really isn't that appealing, I must say. It offers 4%, but actually when you consider that you need to pay with your cryptos, especially in Europe, basically they convert every time your crypto and convert it into fiat. So you're going to have a higher transaction cost and a lot of limits to it. So the card looks actually quite interesting with 4%, but it really isn't. When you really go into the fine print, there are much better options out there. So that's why, again, for me, I just couldn't justify staying with Coinbase. But then again, still having my account here is great, because if ever one of my other exchanges there was some issues, I would easily transfer it into my Coinbase account. Now, another thing what I didn't like about Coinbase is the high fees. The fees when you buy cryptocurrency are exorbitant. I don't know exact percentage, but I remember it was the highest fees I've ever paid on any trades. So definitely, if you're planning to buy more crypto in the future, then Coinbase isn't the best option for you. Now, if you still like Coinbase and the safety they offer, then in this case I would go for Coinbase Pro. So that's basically the same version. There's no extra cost. It's part of the Coinbase sort of platform. So if you're registered with Coinbase, you also have access to Coinbase Pro. So it's basically pro.coinbase.com, and all it is, it's a kind of more professional platform, so to say, which is less intuitive, but still very straightforward. But when you buy through that platform, you get significantly better fees. So the rest is all pretty much the same. You can basically just send your funds to Coinbase, and then within Coinbase Pro, quickly transfer it from your internal accounts to another one, and then you can buy through Coinbase Pro, which is significantly cheaper. So here we have the interface of Coinbase Pro. So as I said, it might be a little bit more intimidating at first, but actually it's pretty straightforward. You just select the currency you want to buy, and then you get basically the best price. So the fees are pretty much, from my experience, half of what you pay on Coinbase. So especially if you plan to buy a bit more, then definitely it's worthwhile to transfer quickly your funds to Coinbase Pro and then buy it through here, and you're going to be saving quite a bit of money. Then we have Kraken, which was basically my next platform, and they're also one of the very popular ones out there. The name is quite funny. funny. The company is actually rumored to also go public eventually, to list at the stock market, but so far they haven't. But yeah, overall, quite a different approach, the look and feel. So here we have the interface. They did change it quite a lot. Initially it was even worse, so now it is cleaned up quite a bit. But still, somehow personally, it never really resonated with me. I kind of never quite got the hang of it, plus the overall look and feel, which is important as well, right? For me, with all this octopus here, and somehow, I don't know, I just never really clicked with me. The fees are actually quite good, better than Coinbase. But then, for example, the staking also, they have the earn functionality over here. The earning or staking part is still quite little. I mean, on my Polkadot, I'm getting 16% on some other exchanges. On my Bitcoin, I'm getting now 7%, right? So, with 0.25%, that's really, really very little. So overall, not very attractive staking rewards. Here, another look at the interface, a bit more sophisticated. And just for me, I don't know, it's just not really fun. And I don't know, I never click with it. You may like it, and I think there's nothing wrong with Kraken. It has a high safety score. They haven't really been hacked as far as I'm aware. So they're definitely a trustworthy platform. And I know a lot of people loving it. For me, just overall, the look and feel, it's not what I was looking for. They don't have a card at the moment. That was also important for me to have an exchange linked to my card, so I can use my card to obviously get some cash back in terms of crypto, etc. So they are not offering this at the moment. Then I moved on to the next exchange, and that's Crypto.com. And it's probably the exchange I've been with the longest. Actually, what got me into it is all the perks and benefits the card that they had gave me, because they paid for my Spotify, my Netflix, I got the airport lounge access. So a lot of benefits by using one of their cards, and that's amazing. And that was really a great appeal for me. Plus, they've been heavily spending on all the sporting events around the world. I mean, if you watch UFC or Formula One, which I'm a big fan of, you would see them plastered everywhere. So the brand awareness was great. The native token, the Kronos coin, was starting to boom, and I actually happened to buy at a very low price. So actually, in the end, Kronos turned out to be one of my best investments, because actually it more than quadrupled in value. So that has been one of my biggest positions very quickly, and I loved it. And by increasing your Kronos holding, you're gonna get even more benefits. So really it was a win-win, and I was seeing myself to continue building up that portfolio. So I'm gonna get another higher card, and really was excited and hooked on the platform. They actually don't have a web interface, but they do have a great app. So here basically you have the app and an overview, all your accounts, the wallet. The earn is basically your staking rewards that you're getting on the cryptos that you've staked, your Crypto.com Visa card. So there you get all the cashback rewards that you're getting, that's paid to you in Kronos coins, and your fiat wallet and any NFTs you have. I mean, as you can see, the app has been pretty good for me. If I go on the rewards, you can see here, I mean, in total I earned $991 from that app. 200 in referral and 791 in card cashback. In addition to that, in terms of staking rewards, I got 536 euros back. Actually, it used to be almost close to 1,000, because that's obviously paid to you in the cryptocurrency. So as the currency goes down, also that value goes down. But yeah, I mean, basically I made almost 1.5K just by using that app. So overall, I really enjoyed the app so much, and I would have continued using it. However, a few weeks ago, sadly, they came out with quite a number of changes to the overall program in terms of staking rewards and to the card cashback program, where they lowered quite a bit of the benefits. So for me, it just got so much less attractive. Plus the fact that you have to keep your Kronos coin locked up for almost 180 days. So for me, I like the flexibility, because markets are dynamic. So, I want to be able to move out quickly and kind of, move it to another exchange if I had to. So for me, I lost a little bit of trust and love for the app. I still use the card. I have the Royal Indigo for airport lounge access, because even I sold all my Kronos coins, somehow, don't ask me why, the card is still working and I can go for free to airport lounges around the world. So why not make use of it? But most of my funds I have already moved to another exchange, which I'll show you in a second. So it's really a shame. I still think it's a great platform for beginners. I think it's really, really easy to get started with. They do have slightly higher fees. So once again, if you buy a lot of crypto, I used to buy it on Coinbase Pro and then transfer it directly into my Crypto.com app. But overall, as a beginner, I think it's a fantastic platform and ecosystem, which hopefully soon, again, they will make some changes and come back to where they used to be. Next up, there's BuyBit. Now, BuyBit is actually something I came across by watching Formula One, because I'm a huge F1 fan, and basically all the cars now, they have different crypto sponsors. So it really shows you crypto is aiming to go mainstream. And one of the top teams, Red Bull, is always heavily sponsored by BuyBit. So I was looking up what is BuyBit and being naturally curious about cryptocurrency. So I started looking into this and I created my own account. I would, however, not really recommend it if you're a beginner or intermediate, because that's really more for sophisticated day traders, people who use leverage trading and derivatives trading. It's a bit more sophisticated, quite over overwhelming interface. So if you're a professional trader or really trade a lot, they do have probably one of the lowest fees out there. So if you trade a lot, it can really benefit you. Plus you might see them all over YouTube right now because they have some aggressive referral program. I don't have a referral program with them, but that's not the reason I don't love them. It's just for me, not something I do. I promote buy and hold long term. So for me, I tried it out, I had a look and definitely interesting, but as a buy and hold strategy for me, it's just not as intuitive. Plus the staking rewards here are also not the easiest to use. They're quite risky and not as straightforward to stake as on some other platforms. So if you're a beginner or intermediate user, then I really wouldn't recommend you BuyBit at this stage. Plus, they don't really have a card at the moment. So once again, I prefer something where I have an entire ecosystem behind. Right then, and on to the next one, and that is FTX. And FTX probably you start hearing all over the place now. They're probably one of the fastest growing crypto exchange out there. I mean, they're really aggressively scaling up operations. They started buying into Robinhood as well. And they also took a stake in Ledger. So they're looking to expand further because they're very profitable and they have an amazing CEO who pledged to give 99% of his wealth away. So really an inspiring person and one of the youngest self-made billionaires ever. Now on FTX, when you want to create an account, if you live in the US, you have to use FTX US, and if you don't live in the US, then you can use FTX International. So that's a little distinction there, and there are different features depending on which one you choose. So as I live in Europe, I used FTX Europe. They have a web interface and an app. Actually, I prefer the app much more than the web interface. It's more intuitive, I think, the app. They also have their own native token, the FTT. Basically, the more you buy from their token, the FTT, the more benefits you get, the lower your fees are, the higher your staking rewards are. They also do have an FTX card, but actually right now you can only use it to kind of spend the cryptos you have, and I don't actually want to use my crypto to spend it for everyday life expenses, so I don't quite like that option. Hopefully they add more. There aren't also any perks or so on. It's better than no card at all, but I don't really see the benefits of this card at this stage. It is quite a good platform. I will do a bit more research and start buying more cryptos with them because the fees are once again some of the lowest fees out there. So if you're looking into buying big quantities of crypto, then that's definitely a great option. With regards to staking, they only offer a few, the FTT token, SRM, Sol and Ray. I actually don't own any of them, so it's not really interesting for me. However, apparently they have an FTX earn program where apparently, as you can see over here, they will pay you on all crypto and fiat 8% up to $10,000. So, I mean, that's pretty unique without having to lock up any cryptocurrency. That's pretty huge. And then 5% on all funds after 10,000. So that's really attractive. So personally, I haven't tried it out yet because I'm still using another platform where I'm getting even more. But honestly, that's really impressive. And if that's really the case, and if you're using it, then please let me know in the comments. I'd be actually quite interested myself to learn about this. So in this case, if it is true, then definitely I will be moving more funds into FTX because that's, I think, super attractive, which I haven't seen other platforms offering. Next, let's move to the biggest of all the exchanges, and that's by far Binance. Now, Binance, probably all of you have heard about them. They are the OG of crypto exchanges, and they've been probably one of the longest one out there and by far have the highest trading volume around the world. I know for a while they had some issues in the US, but I believe now they have Binance US as well, so even for Americans they can use it. They have been under a lot of scrutiny from a lot of governments around the world, but somehow they're still here and they're doing extremely well. So they also have a desktop interface and an app. Usually I prefer apps to use anyways. So you can see here, once again, the news, the overview. So quite a good app, a little bit overwhelming at first, I would say. But then I found out that if you click over here, you can actually go to Binance Lite. So that makes it even more user-friendly, especially for beginners. And you can see a much cleaner interface. You can still have your NFTs here. You can go if you want to buy, sell, convert any of your cryptos, and you can see here your various wallets, etc. So I haven't been using it much so far because again I've been using other platforms. I just created an account to see what all the hype is about, and obviously they have extremely low fees as well, so that's really great. They have probably the most coins listed of all of them, so if you're into altcoin gems, most likely you're gonna be finding any new coin over here. I'm not so much into speculative coin because I just buy established coins, mostly Bitcoin. So for me, I don't really need it. I think it can be a great option for beginners, but once again, especially the web interface, for me, just didn't quite connect and not quite to my taste, having seen other platforms. I think it can be done better and I just didn't like it that much, but once again, it's great to have it in case I need to send funds quickly to another platform. It's always good to have a backup, and Binance is definitely one of the most trusted one out there. And you made it all the way into the last one. Thank you for sticking with me, and this is my absolute favorite, which I'm using at the moment. I'm so excited about the app, and that is Nexo. And Nexo for me is just the new Cryptocom, the new and improved, I would say, which basically it's a very much an ecosystem ecosystem. So it offers the card, it has some of the high staking rewards out there, it offers instant credits. You can take a loan at 0% interest, which is fully backed by your cryptocurrencies. You can see the card over here where I'm gonna get 2% cash back on every single transaction. The safety and security is also ranking extremely high, and so far they haven't been hacked, so I really trust them very much. The interface for me is very straightforward, very intuitive. You can see your portfolio balance, and the only thing though is it's listed all in dollars, even though they don't convert. They just kind of show it converted to you, but they don't actually convert your holdings, so that might take a little bit used to. But in general, you can use a lot of different currencies, pounds, euros, what have you, and yeah, you can see your credit line. So this is how much I can take immediately in terms of fiat and get it paid out to me in euro immediately without any credit check. I can get this money into my bank account tomorrow at 0% interest. So that's really amazing. The interest I've earned so far just by staking it over there, and I've only been using it for a couple of weeks now, that's already $177. I mean, that's amazing. They have different loyalty levels. So the higher you want to go in terms of loyalty, basically you need to buy some of the Nexo token, and the Nexo token is like we had with Cryptocom, the Kronos token. It's just a platform native token, and yeah, by having more of that, you can get additional benefits. And here you can see even on my fiat, I'm getting money. So now I use a lot of the money that I parked in cash in my bank account. I actually send it to Nexo, keep it in euros. I don't have to convert it to any crypto. So that's kind of my safe holdings, and I'm still going to be getting 6% interest. And if I get it, which I do, paid in Nexo token to me, I'm going to get 8% rewards on my fiat money. And I mean, this is really unbeatable. The app is also really user friendly. I really love it. Very simple, very straightforward. I have my news, I have my wallets. Over here I can see what I have, which coins. I can see all the transactions. I can buy, sell over here. And then plus I have the card. So I like this ecosystem element to it basically. And I can connect it to my Apple Pay and just start using it virtually, because I don't really like to use physical cards, but actually I connect it to my Curve card. So when I use it with Curve, I get 2% with my Nexo card and 1% additionally with my Curve card. So technically on every transactions I do, I get 3% cashback rewards, and that's just incredible. And I made a number of videos about Nexo, and I'm going to link it at the end of this video. And if you want to sign up, then please use the link in the description below, and you're going to get $25 worth of Bitcoin. As you can see, there are a number of exchanges out there. So here are some of the biggest by volume. You see here Binance by far the biggest, then is Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin is another big one. There are a lot of exchanges out there, new ones coming all the time. So make sure you familiarize yourself which one works for you. And as I said, crypto is very dynamic. Those things change all the time. There's new offers coming, others are lowering the initial offers. So I think it's important to have different options. And the beauty of cryptocurrency, at an instant, you can basically transfer your entire portfolio to a new exchange with hardly any fees paid for it. With stocks, it's so much more difficult. So that's why for me, I like to see the options out there, try new platforms, see what is working, which card offers me the most bang for my buck. So yeah, overall, definitely make sure to see what's happening, constantly check what's happening, what's new. I will continue to do the same, but for the time being, I really love Nexo. I'm going to be staying with them for the near future for sure, until maybe something better comes along. And if you have an exchange that I might have missed and that you really recommend, then please pop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to learn and try out new ones. Next up, you can check out the video over here where I'm going to run you through the Nexo card. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like, subscribe. As always, stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.